Hi you guys, it's Karina. So I am back today with another quick little review tutorial, very simple, on my template 45. Template 45 has been around for many years actually. And I actually have to work with her pretty soon, and I noticed and I was like, oh my goodness, I have not made a tutorial on her for quite a bit, maybe 3 years. So I definitely wanted to do a refresher on a tutorial for her. Now, I'm not going to be making this one here specifically. Today we're going to be making a rose, but I just wanted to show you also the alternative of what you could make with template 45. So template 45, little backstory with her, is the smallest sister of my template 3. Template 3 is a very popular template, but that template is meant to make larger paper flowers, anywhere from the 10-inch range all the way to like the 22-inch range. But 45 was just something that I needed, something smaller, and that's how she came about. So with template 45, you receive only 5 petals and then an inner rose petal. So you are going to be able to make, like I said, simple flowers like this, or you can make, you'll be able to make 2 different size roses. Now, the largest size flower that you will be able to make with this specific template here is only 12 inches, roughly. Smallest would be somewhere, depending on how you use the template, but if you were to use, like, do a simple flower like this using the smallest one, roughly around the 5 to 6 inch range. So this is definitely a template for small paper flowers, not for large paper flowers. Okay, if you're looking for something in the larger size, template 3 will be perfect for that. Okay, so today we're going to be making the 12-inch rose today. So I'm going to put this one to the side, and I'm going to show you which petals you're going to use, but pretty much you're going to use them all. So for your inner petal of your rosebud, you're going to need 12 of these. Okay, 12 of your inner, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6. Okay, so this is going to be for your 12-inch rose. Now, you can make one slightly smaller rose that's roughly around 10 inches by omitting the last petal. And then I just do 5, 5, 9, 4, and 8. Okay, so this is if you want to go one size smaller than the rose, because this is going to be for the first layer is going to have 6 petals, but for this one, for the 10-inch, I roughly do 5 petals. Okay, so let me tell you that again: 5, 5, 9, 4, and 8. And you can find that picture tutorial on this size rose, you guys, under my saved highlight stories on my Instagram. Just look for the template 45 and you'll see it there. And I also go through showing you guys how to make this size as well. Okay, but it's assembled the same way. All right, so let's get started. So I am going to be using 65-pound cardstock weight. What is this? This is from Michaels. You are going to need scissors. You're going to need glue gun. So I'm going to be using my Surebonder mini detailed glue gun. And you're going to need a wooden dowel. And I'm trying to see, my boys are constantly, see, this is what I mean. My boys are constantly grabbing all my wooden, oh, here's one, my wooden dowels to play with, and a wooden dowel. So these are the materials you're going to need. For cardstock, 65-pound weight is the ideal weight, but you can get away with text weight paper because it's more on the smaller side. Anything thicker than 65, you can do 67, 90-pound, 80-pound. Anything higher than that, like in the 100, 110 range pound, it just becomes very hard. It's very thick, and mostly when you're working with the inner rosebud, I just find it that it's very, sometimes it's hard for the glue to adhere very well. I feel like sometimes it starts separating. So I definitely don't recommend anything thicker. So first thing is first, we're gonna work on the rosebud. You are going to curl these all in. You don't have to. This is just a personal preference. I just feel like it helps me shape the cone better when I do this. Just like that. that away because we don't need that right now. Oh, it got blurry. There we go. Okay, first thing is first. We are gonna make a cross. So we're gonna do 2. This one over here, and this one over here. Okay, so you're gonna do this to all of these. You're gonna have 3 sets of these, so let me go ahead and get those done and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so here are my 3 sets. So now just grab one of the sets. You are going to grab 2 opposite ends, make a cone, add your glue, okay, just like that. Now we're gonna add glue to this side. We're gonna wrap this one around, just like this. And then repeat. Next one. And wrap. Hold a couple of seconds for it to really glue. Okay, so there's your first one. Grab your next one. Add your cone. Okay. Pick a side, does not matter. Wrap around. Rotate. And glue. Just like that. Now, I do have a video here on my YouTube channel on how to resize this template, because it is an SVG. So the nice thing about SVGs is that you can manipulate the sizing. You can make them larger or smaller. So I do have a video showing you how to make it larger, because I want to say a year ago, I needed to make a 15-inch rose, but I really wanted to use template 45, because the nice thing that I like about template 45 with the rose is that it's not too bulky. It doesn't sit up too high. And when it comes to shipping flowers in a box, that's kind of what I prefer, not so much the bulky roses, because obviously the bulky roses are going to take up much room, which means you're going to require a larger box, which means the shipping is going to be way more expensive. So I definitely wanted to make her larger. So I do have that video. I will link it down below if you want to enlarge it. And again, the way that I show you how to enlarge it, you can do the same thing by shrinking it down. All right, so if you notice, now we're placing this one in the center, and then we're going to repeat the process of gluing this around. And just kind of rubbing the sides, just making sure that they're sticking. Last one. Okay, now if you want to add more petals, because we only did 12, you certainly can. If you want to make this a little bit more wider, you absolutely can. Okay, so we're done with that. So now grab your next 4. These are the smallest of the petals. So what I like to do is I'm going to curl them all forward, this end. It doesn't matter which end you decide to. So can you see that? So front, back. Grab your scissors, cut in the center, get your glue, so this is what we're going to do. Okay, so grab one of the petals. You're gonna add glue to the front. Typically, I like to start here where you kind of see this triangle kind of shape because no other side has it. So that's pretty much my starting point. I'm gonna add this on the bottom, just like this. Add a little bit of glue to the sides. So I'm not going all the way up, just a little bit, can you see? And then pinch. Kind of rub it in. Okay. Repeat, we're going to the other side, glue underneath, a little bit of glue, and pinch. And do a little bit of rubbing. Just making sure that it's sticking. We're going to repeat. Alternate side. And then pinch and rub. Last one. Glue, glue. This is definitely a rose that I do recommend for beginners. Personally, I think the only hardest part would be the rosebud, but once you master that, I think it's super simple. Okay, so we're done with that first part. Get your next petal size, which you need 4 as well, but this time I curled opposite. So remember these, I had curled forward and then these back. So now opposite, these are back. These are forward. So now I'm going to go back to the beginning and go behind this petal and add a little bit of glue to the sides and then pinch. You are working with hot glue though, so just be very careful. Okay, so we got that, see, right behind it. So we're gonna go opposite, right over here. And then pinch. Okay. Last 2. Now we're gonna go this way. Oh, be back. I need more glue sticks. All right, you guys. So we're almost done with this one. I just need to add this one over here. A little bit of glue to the sides. Pinch. And glue and do a little rub. Okay, so we are done with the rosebud. So put this to the side because we don't need her right now. So now go back to your petals. Now grab your 6 largest ones. Separate them 3 and 3. We're going to repeat kind of what we did in the beginning where we curled some back, some forward, and I'm going to alternate the curl. So now these are going to go forward. These are going to go back, just like that. Grab your scissors. Cut in the center. And glue. So there's those 3 right there. So you're gonna do this for all the other remaining petals as well. You're just gonna alternate the curls. Okay, so now grab a petal. So now we're gonna do an AB pattern. So because this one's coming forward, we're gonna grab this one, that petal's going back, glue, grab this petal. So now I'm gonna grab from over here, and you're just adding a small little dot of glue, just in case we have to readjust the petals. We'll be able to lift the petal up if this turns out a little wonky, which it did not, because this is your end goal, is to have that circle in the middle and then glue. So that is your first layer. So now we need the same color. So I just have some scrap right here. Cut out a circle, does not have to be perfect, just large enough to cover up this. All right, I'm gonna be right back because I hear my husband. Okay, you guys, now that we're done with that first layer, we're gonna get the next petals. And you're gonna do the same thing by just alternating the curl, but this time we only have 5, so just kind of put them around in the circle. So they're not gonna line up in between the other petals. I always start off lined up, but because we're only gonna have 5 on this layer, your goal here is just to go around in a circle. Okay, so there's the 5. So get your next petals and repeat the same thing where you're gonna go around in a circle. All right, guys, sorry, my daughter came in. So now these, we're gonna go in between those other petals, because we also needed 5 of these. And that's it, you guys. You have that, your 3-layer petals, and then you're gonna put your rosebud in the center. You're just gonna glue that in there and you're all set. Now, if you wanted another type of flower, just get rid of that rosebud and then add a center. Colors don't go, but just for you to visualize. As you can see, then you have another style flower by just adding a different center in the center. And this is my palm center. There is a YouTube video available now on how to make this center if you're interested. I did make it on Cricut Design Space, so I do share with you guys the name of the image and the sizing that you will need to make this center. Okay, so I hope you found that helpful for you guys. And again, if you want to make the smaller version, just follow the same steps. Refer back to the beginning when I shared with you guys the amount, which petals you need and the amount of how many you need, and then just follow the same steps that I just shared with you. Obviously, they're just going to be a smaller amount of petals. All right, you guys, if you're interested in the template, you can find her on my Etsy shop. She's also on my template website, but by the end of the year, that's going to be shut down. So we're going to stick with Etsy. So again, this is my template 45 SVG. If you have any questions, email me at arielleesedesigns@gmail.com or my Etsy, and I'd be happy to answer any messages. Visit my Instagram, Ariel Lease Designs. Under my saved highlight stories, I have more on this template. Just look for the little circle that says 45. Chat with you guys later. Bye.